Nice to see you guys again, and here we are looking at another video to do with properties of acids and bases. Previously in the last couple of videos we've been looking at common acids, common bases and their properties. And one of the properties that acids have was that they react with the base in a reaction called a neutralization reaction. That's what we're going to be exploring in this video here. Now we did come across, if you look at the slide here or you look up here, we did come across this idea that we had this pH scale down the bottom here. And that was for universal indicator, where the indicator changed color depending upon the pH of the solution. Well, when we have a look at neutralization reactions, we have an acid plus a base, and that generally gives us a salt plus water. Not always the case, but these products over here do not have acidic properties. Okay, so for the most classic example is that we have an acid being HCl plus a base, sodium hydroxide, and that's of course going to give sodium chloride salt plus water. And so on the right hand side there it should have a pH neutral of 7. We can have sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and we can add that to, of course, sodium hydroxide again, and that's going to give us the salt now, sodium sulfate and water. And what I recommend that you do in your process of revising all your acids, your common formulas and everything that you've seen from the previous videos, remember 2.3 naming acids and bases, we had lots of different types of acids there and lots of different types of bases. And so I encourage you to go and write out reactions, neutralization reactions, with the different combinations of acids and bases. That's going to take you away from the very basic common example that most of us see in junior chemistry. And so that's going to reinforce the formulas for sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid, etc. But it's also going to give you exposure to different types of bases. So for example, if I was to do nitric acid, HNO3, and I was to react that with barium hydroxide, then we're going to have the salt barium nitrate and water. So it's a little bit different than the classic HCl and sodium hydroxide. So I encourage you to do that, because you've got to memorize these acids so they're automatic. Make flashcards, write them down, quiz your friends, and then look at writing different reaction classes. Okay, so that is a general description of an acid and base, but what can we do in the lab? So here's a video here that I'm going to overlay everything, and this is a video of good old what we're going to become to love is our, I think I called him Heartburn Harry, right? And so with Heartburn Harry, he's got an upset stomach. And with his stomach, he's got excess acid there. And so we want to get rid of that acid. And we're going to come back to that in the next video, how we do that with antacids, etc. But we've got Heartburn Harry here. And I'm just going to show you with acid and base how we can neutralize. Okay, so just be very important that when we do neutralize acid in our stomach, it's not going back to pH 7, right? Because our stomach doesn't want to be pH 7, it still wants to be acidic. We need it to be acidic to digest all the amino acids and proteins, etc., right? And of course our stomach lining produces a lot of acid, produces HCl, so it is acidic. But in this little demo here, I'm just using Heartburn Harry to show how we can neutralize an acid with a base. And so as you can see with the video here, we're starting off with a very acidic solution because the universal indicator is red. But then when we add base, we can hopefully see it go through orange, yellow, green. If we add too much base, it goes purple, right? It goes that bluey purple up here. Okay, and then we have to add more acid to take it back down again, hopefully to a more neutral 7. And as you can see with the video, sometimes it just takes one drop to change that pH value. So neutralization reactions are pretty fun. They're common around us all the time, and we're going to look at that in the next video with common examples of neutralization reactions. But my challenge for you now is to review this content, draw your neutralization reactions with various combinations of acids and bases, so you can get the understanding that we're producing products that are neutral pH. We can indicate that neutral pH by using universal indicator. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Right, before we go to the next video, I want you to check out more courses that we have here on our YouTube channel, which are just small snippets from the actual bigger courses that we have on theflipteacher.com. Of course, with all of our courses, we try to incorporate practical sessions. We have study cards, we have posters that you can print off and stick around your room and do a lot more. We have up to 68 or more videos per course. That's like 9 to 10 hours of material that really delve deep into the syllabus and looking at essential content, skills, mathematical manipulations, and a lot more. So if you like that, go over to theflipteacher.com and check it all out, and I'll see you in the videos.